The official sponsor of the Hales Corners Late Model and Sportsman Point Fund. Going from the pole in the first of 2 Sportsman 10-lap heat races will be Eddie LeMay Jr. in the next best thing, number 97. Alongside of him in the Steve Marino's Catering, 114, Dave Vidusky, Dave Vidusky. Second row inside. In the American Family Insurance, number 42, it's Wendell Wolf, and alongside of him, in the Central Services, number 36, Terry Pattenode. Third row inside, the Moose's Sales, number 13, Dan Moosebach, outside of him. Ron Lingford, in the Borchard Speed Automotive, Accurate Welding and Fabrication, number 73. Fourth row inside, in the Dave's Machine number 2, Pat Heaney, and alongside of him, in the Wild Pontiac Body Shop number 5, Frank Denkenberger. Next row inside, in the Borchard Speed Automotive number 12, Bob Rasmussen, and alongside of Rasmussen, outside the last row in the Montana Trucking, number 112, it's Dan Scholl. Okay, that sets the field for the first of 2 10-lap Sportsman heat races here this evening. '97, Eddie LeMay Jr. takes command at the drop of the green with Dave Vidusky in car 114. Chasing him down. Then it's Pat Noden, 36 and 42. '97, LeMay Jr. out in front of Dave Vidusky. Terry Pattenode rides in the third spot. Wendell Wolf in a real dogfight with Dan Moosebach for fourth, with Moosebach eventually advancing to the position. Eddie LeMay Jr. turning in a flawless performances. Vidusky tries him inside, tries him out. Now Vidusky goes to the outside as they're side by side over in corners 3 and 4. Dave Vidusky figuring he can do it on the top, but LeMay holds him off at the pass, and LeMay continues to remain in front of the first of 2 10-lap heats for the Sportsman gang. 13, Moosebach inside of Pattenode. Moosebach will advance to third. Halfway point, 5 laps scored complete. Bob Rasmussen in car 12 coming well back in the field, now running fourth. Rasmussen works his way inside of Pattenode, goes into the money-paying positions in car number 12. 97, LeMay, 14, Vidusky. A race-long battle for that top spot as the rest of the competitors are some distance back. Moosebach at 13 rides third, 12. Rasmussen holds on the fourth as Dan Scholl, who started in the very last row, now runs fifth in car 112. Scholl tests Rasmussen's rear bumper and falls well off the pace in the... LeMay now puts some distance between himself and Vidusky as number 2, Heaney, experiences mechanical problems and coasts to the pits with some expensive sounding noises coming from the bottom side. 13, Moosebach's automobile also fails. That'll advance Frank Denkenberger in car 5 to the number 4 spot. White flag. A lap remains for race leader Eddie LeMay Jr. Dave Vidusky still trying to track him down with a half lap remaining in the event. Vidusky goes to the outside, gets the car sideways. LeMay right in the middle of the speedway. Eddie LeMay Jr. picks up the victory. 1:14, Dave Vidusky will finish second. 12, Bobby Rasmussen third. 5, Frank Denkenberger rounding out the top 4. So Eddie LeMay Jr., after a very, very mediocre 1988 campaign, starts off strong here in 1989 at the Speedway as Eddie picks up the victory in the Borchardt Speed Automotive number 97. A nice big round of applause, Eddie LeMay Jr. I'd like to bring you up to date on the Businessman's Support Group money and where it went from Mary's Bar, 51st and once again, Sportsman heat race action slated for 10 laps and going from the pole in the Schleppers Racing Engines. Number 20, Dan Meck. Alongside of him in the CNS Performance Engines, 27, Chris Clausing. Jim Straseski, pilots number 26, inside of row number 2, and outside of him in the Central Services, Miller High Life number 4, it's Dan Tefelsky. 31, Danny Espen from Kewaskum. 155, Lee Sones from Waterford. 22, Scott Boashev, alongside of Scotty, car 1, Al Deachin. 10, Bob Gutneck, and the evening's fastest qualifier in car number 8, Lee Voss. Chris Clausing working outside of Danny Meck, and Clausing eventually taking over the number 1 spot. But Meck battles back in the inner portion of the speedway. Now we're 3 wide in the back chute, going down to 3. 31, Danny Espen getting his automobile all bit up in the process, but continuing on his way. Clausing, your race leader in car 27, then it's 20 Meck, 4 Tefelsky, and 26 Jimmy Straseski. Now Meck once again works inside of Chris Clausing, your race leader. Meck trying to work inside of 27. Clausing finally does the job as Meck becomes your new race leader in car number 20. Tefelsky working the inner groove of the speedway at the halfway point. Tefelsky running a strong third in car number 4 is Pontiac Grand Am. Clausing once again making a bid for the top spot as he tries the inside of Dan Meck, but to no avail. Now Clausing goes to the outer portion of the speedway. A vastly improved Chris Clausing, just a year or 2 ago, one of the wildest sportsman drivers on the circuit. Meck sets the pace as now Tefelsky moves inside of Clausing and annexes the number 2 spot. Danny Tefelsky on a roll. Dan Meck. Danny Tefelsky rides second as Jim Straseski in car 26. Tries Clausing on the inside, but Clausing hangs on to the 3rd spot. Now defending champ Al Teachin comes into play as he moves past Straseski for 4th. car number 1 tries to move inside a crossing as number 4, Tefelsky, goes to the outside of Mech but loses several lengths in the process. Clausing has liquid pour from under the hood and slows dramatically. Chris Clausing out of it, at least for the moment. Dan Mech now comfortably out in front of Danny Tefelsky. We're in the late stages of this 10-lap event. The checkered flag immediately in front of number 20, Danny Mech, and Mech will pick up the victory. Danny Tefelsky finishes second, Al Teach in third, and Jim Straseski rounding out the top 4 slots. Danny Mech of Greenfield, Wisconsin, in the Matco Tools Chevrolet picks up the 10-lap victory. Let's have a nice big round of applause, Dan Mech. Schleeper Speed Shop putting the ample horsepower under the hood of his automobile, and it was enough to carry him to a convincing victory in the second 10-lap heat of the Sportsman division. Once again, we'll set the lineup for this an 8-lap Sportsman heat race event. In car number 53, sitting on the pole, is Bob Rose. Outside of Bob, in car number 95, Keith Normandin. Second row inside, the Concrete Racing, number 7. It's Don Scheffler outside of Donnie. In the AAA Tool and Die 67, Tom Blowett. Third row inside, in car 14, J. Paul Weber of Cincinnati, Ohio, and outside of him, aboard car number 96, it's Scott Schumann. Schumann in the Richlands entry. Next row inside, car number 45, that's Denny Tessman, and outside of Denny, car 101, Jimmy Evans. 91, Scott Kemmerling. 99, Dave Hall. Bobby Rose goes out in front in car 53. As 7, Donnie Scheffler tries to chase him down. Weber battling with Tommy Blowett for the number 3 spot as Scheffler gets inside of Rose. Bob Rose hits the outer retaining wall, and Don Scheffler moves inside to take command of the event. Well, Bob Rose in car 53, obviously having a problem getting the handle on that machine. Weber very cautiously sizes him up, and now Weber in car 14 will move to the number 2 spot in his yesteryear's Pub and Grill entry. Denny Tessman works his way to third in car 45 as Denny's on the move. Donnie Scheffler well out in front of the field as J. Paul Weber runs a distant second. Then it's Denny Tessman in the Grandpa Frank's Floral, number 45 in the third spot. Scott Schumann has advanced to fourth in car 96. Five laps scored complete for race leader Don Scheffler in car 7. J. Paul Weber rides in the number 2 spot. Then it's 45, Denny Tessman. 96, Scott Schumann. Schumann now being pressured by 99, David Hall. Dave Hall moves to the outside of 96, Scott Schumann, as they dice for the final pinning position in this 8-lap Sportsman heat race event. White flag displayed for race leader Don Scheffler, who's just coasting past starter Mike Phelps. The automobiles spread out around the Speedway, other than that 4th spot, which is hotly contested between 96 Schumann and 99 David Hall. 7, Donnie Scheffler picks up his first victory of the season in his Pontiac. Finishing second, car 14, J. Paul Weber. Third, Denny Tessman in car 45. And watch the fourth place battle that's won by 96, Scott Schumann. So Don Scheffler in the Concrete Racing Corporation number 7, the automobile co-sponsored by the Red Corvette Nightclub, and Tom's Automotive rolls into victory circle, picks up a checkered flag of victory, courtesy of Edwitz Venus Ford. Let's have a nice round of applause. Donnie Scheffler. The evening's events are rolling on rapidly tonight. A little problem over in the pit exit. One of the automobiles having to be hoisted by the emergency vehicles. We'll set the field for the fourth and final Sportsman heat of the evening before a very brief intermission. On the pole in the Menards, number 80, it's Bruce Albanese. Alongside of him, in E.J. Salentine, number 41, Chevelle, it's Todd 4. Inside of row number 2 in car 34 is Greg Garnett, and alongside of him in the Mather Lanes, number 54, Rich Jasinski. In the O'Connell and O'Connell law offices, number 58, inside of row number 3, it's Emmett O'Connell, and outside of Emmett. In car number 81, sponsored by the Hair of the Dog grooming organization, Mark Hintz. Fourth row inside. In car number 75, it's Don Kabanak, and outside of Don, in the Patricia Truck Repair entry, Steve Helsback. On the tail end of the field, aboard car number 44, we find Bob Walthall. So that sets the field for the fourth and final 8-lap Sportsman heat race event of the evening. Okay, set to go green with 8 laps of Sportsman action. .41, Todd 4 goes out in front as Rich Jasinski winds up deposited in the infield area. Albanese runs in the second spot with car 80. Then it's 81 Hintz and 61 Helsback. Helsback coming from well back in the field. Greg Garnett getting roughed up in his initial outing here at the Hales Corner Speedway by Bobby Waltho in car 44. Bruce Albanese, now your new race leader in car number 80, is 41-4. Regulated to the number 2 spot. 61 Helsback on the move as he runs a strong third. Mark Hintz in car 81 tests the waters as he looked inside of Helsback, trying to move into the number 3 position, but not on that revolution of the racing circus. Albanese still enjoying a comfortable approximate 10-car lead as 81 Hintz runs in the number 3 spot. Helsback now at the 4th is 80. Albanese sets a blistering pace. A tangle up in corner number 2. and it sends Emmett O'Connell and Steve Hales back into the infield area, all tangled up as the course remains under green. 80, Albanese remains your leader. '81, Mark Hintz now advances to second. The white flag this time around for race leader Bruce Albanese as Mark Hintz closes the gap rapidly. 81 Hintz pursuing 80 Albanese for the win. Bobby Walthall has worked his way to third in car 44 with 41 Todd Four running fourth. 80 Bruce Albanese smoothly down into corner number 3. Albanese picks up the throttle and picks up the victory, nipping 81 Mark Hintz in the process. 44 Bobby Walthall finished third with 41 Todd Four rounding out the top 4. So Bruce Albanese, the 33-year-old chauffeur from Milwaukee in his brand newly constructed Oldsmobile, sponsored by Menard, started his career in the Sportsman ranks in 1985, married and the father of 2, a Boilermaker by trade. Let's hear it for Bruce Albanese. Okay, a great time to take a trip over to the concession stands. Remember, the gang from